And then the kinda manual, the manual that kinda is a manual, is this shit. The back print of the cover. Look, this is the cover of the game. The manual is on the other side, and you can only see it because the box is like see-through. Basically, it's lesser plastic, which is cool. I'm not against that, but what I'm against is this bullshit ass like, what is up with that? This is your manual, like the back of your box. What the fuck? Like, why are people buying this shit day one, pre-ordering shit like this? You really got to think about the fact that it's a ton cheaper. They're making it a ton cheaper to distribute, okay, to distribute and make like this shit. This probably has like the size. Look at the Xbox size. What I'm trying to say, obviously this is smaller. Yes, the PS4 boxes are smaller. But what I'm trying to get to is like they're cheating people for their money, because like back in the day, people in the game development, whatever, they would try, because they would also include like serious stuff. Like, look at that shit. A little kid, this is too much for like a 4th grader or 3rd grader to read, honestly, because these aren't like little kid sentences. They really try, trying to convince you and like, persuade your mind into like getting into this little world. You get me? That's the whole point of playing the game. Is you're simulating it. You can't be in it, but you can simulate it. So like they actually try selling you all these little cool stuff. Like they'll give you like posters. They used to do that. Now they don't, man. I'm like, what is going on? It's like I don't want to buy any more games and then see this shit over and over again. What I just showed you, that one slip. And what does that slip tell me? Buy our game. And then the other side, buy our other game. Thanks for playing this game. Buy the other two. Like, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck is going on. That's why I keep telling people over and over. Like, if this shit keeps up, you developers, the people who make these ideas, fucking dumbass ideas, you're just gonna make it like, you're just gonna crash your own industry. You get me? Like, you have something good going on right now. It's steady, guaranteed, but you're pushing your greediness. And then there's obviously people like me that are gonna say, you know what, fuck that. I'm never gonna be buying brand new PS4 games because of that shit. That's for sure. Because if Sony allows people to just put a disc and nothing else on a box, I feel like that's not gaming. That's not part of this community. You get me? Like, all that shit is probably what Nintendo is the only one that's still kind of doing. But I don't want to speak too much because I haven't gotten me a Wii U. But I see it in Xbox, I see it in PlayStation, and it's really not good for either party, either the consumers or the producers, because if you think about it, sure, you can be making a lot of money right now, but that might be an industry that you wouldn't want your kid to get in, because what's that shit called? You jumped the shark. You get me? Like, you did everything in the book, good and wrong, and then it declined to like the industry crashing, or just realizing, hey, you know what, you guys are just making shitty stuff. We're not getting our bucks worth. These things are too pricey. So people will do that, because that has happened in the past, where people just are fed up with what they're getting and they just stop consuming. So this type of stuff is just pushing that greediness. Like, you can see it in the games, in the quality of the additional content that you include with the game, not DLC. That's all digital shit. That's a whole different thing. I'm talking about just manuals here. People see that it's just less and less effort put into like the idea of it. You get me? Because now you don't have to do anything clever. I just feel like those little moves are what makes me realize, like, you know what, this industry is gonna reach its peak and then it's gonna crash. Because like, I'm not gonna, like, let's just say I'm in that generation where usually around my right now might be getting married or having a kid. So I'm not saying I am. I don't want to, and I don't have kids. But if I did, like I wouldn't be buying consoles for my kids right now. And this is probably like a message directly to you guys who make games. I'm smart enough, and I'm not, I'd say, wealthy enough to be like buying every single console like it didn't matter. I feel like most people are like that too in the gaming community. So like usually you'll buy that one that you want, either the PS4, the Xbox One, or the Wii U. So what I'm saying is like if I just didn't game anymore because it was due to work, whatever, I had a kid, whatever. Honestly, today, as a consumer, I wouldn't purchase any one of them, of the new systems for my kid, because I would just be like, it's not worth the money. It really isn't, because when I was young and my systems had a lot more content for, when you put in the money thing, it was probably the same price 10 years ago. A game that cost $50 10 years ago probably should be costing around $60, $70 now. But then you're talking about like including like, that's just a basic game. Then you can get the deluxe version or like this crazy version that has everything in the game for double. And it's just kind of like, what? See, for me, as an adult, I would probably be like, look, I used to get everything. And I mean, it was just one price. So I now feel like every single game is not really just a whole game. It's just part of the game that you're buying now. You get me? I don't know. I wouldn't pick one up if it wasn't for me. I'll put it like that. That makes sense. Like I wouldn't pick up a console today if it wasn't for me. I just be like, nah, they all suck. I would rather buy like a PS3 or a PS2 that has a shit ton of games that are fun, well priced. You get me? So just that's for the people that make games. People that play games, people like seriously stop believing the hype, because all that's not really coming from the community. Most of it is coming from like advertisement and marketing. Sometimes the game might not be like crazy popular, but they know that if they advertise with that type of advertisement, like everyone is waiting, the wait is over, all that type of bullshit that you see on TV, is because they know that like when something is more and more anticipated, more people will buy it. So that's just a type of marketing scheme that they use. It's not that, oh shit, every single gamer is waiting for Halo 5. No, that's not true, because half, or probably more than half now, people are on PS4, right? They're Sony. So they're not even waiting for a game that is not even out on their console. If you think about it like that, it makes sense. So what they do is they advertise it like this crazy ass hype, like, buy this shit right now, we're gonna give you the weakest edition of the game for the most expensive price. Because if you think about it, they give you the standard edition for $60, and then later down the line they give you like the game of the year or like complete edition on platinum hits, or like a $40. You're just kind of like, what the fuck? I could have had the whole game completed, all glitches fixed, for $40, but I got the basic ass standard broken glitches for $60. See what I'm saying? Like, people just really gotta stop buying into that hype shit. Like, oh yeah, it's coming out, I pre-ordered. I'll talk to you later, dude. Like, that shit pisses me off, dude. I don't get that shit. And I'm sorry, it sounds like I'm mumbling. It's just that it's really cold. So yeah, like that whole pre-order shit. If people stop, look, let me tell you this. Think about it, like for real. Think about it. If people stop pre-ordering games, don't you think that nobody would be getting like additional weapons? Like, oh, you know how they make it? Pre-order this now, and you get like one little map with 2 guns, blah blah blah. If nobody pre-ordered, if no one pre-ordered, the company would be inclined to have to include all the content versus okay, they can keep that content because originally that was part of the game. So of course they have to include it. But since this whole pre-order shit started, they started taking content away that was already in the game, planned 100%, taking it away from the completed version. And so they tell you pre-order now. That means we got guaranteed pockets full of money without actually doing anything really, because we don't have to like you. The game comes out and it sucks. It's weak because they didn't really finish it. They didn't really try because they already knew that they had money in their pockets. You get what I'm saying? So it's like that's why you guys stop pre-ordering that shit. That stuff does not benefit you as one person. Honestly, it really doesn't. It does not benefit you as one person or everyone as a community, because whether you like it or not, whether you play online MMO like with a shit ton of people and you're like this, big known guy in the community of your game, whatever, you're like level 1000 on Skyrim, whatever the case may be, or just kind of like me that likes to play single player modes because I like enjoying the story mode and I don't really talk to a lot of people online. That type of stuff, those type of purchases, that type of thinking, it affects you. It affects every single one of us. Blah! Man, dude, I'm so cold right now. Hold on, let me put on a sweater. Another sweater. My bad, it's just that it's so cold, man. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, so basically that's my beef with the industry, man. And yes, you can make a difference. You that's just the one kid that doesn't have money, or your parents buy your games, or you do have money, you have a cool job, and that's what you use to play your newest games. Like, you do make a difference when you stop buying into this stuff, buying into the big marketing scheme that every game's hyped up and everybody's waiting for this game to come out, and then they pull it out and then it sucks. It's not finished. They give you 2-3 levels, maybe an hour of actual story gameplay, and you're just kind of like, what? That's the same as stealing. Like, you're promising me this crazy experience, and then you're telling me you're only gonna sell me the setting. I gotta buy every single character individually. That's kind of ridiculous, don't you think? I can sue you for that. But since people are just really whatever, it doesn't matter. It's the hype. It's the hype, and people still buying that shit. It's just, there's no point in even trying. So it does make a difference when you tell yourself, I'll buy it when it's used. I'll wait. Just tell yourself this shit. Look, just tell yourself this. I look super fat right now, but it's funny. It's just because I'm wearing like 3 sweaters. Oh crap, let's go. Let's go. Got something to say. Got something to say. Come on. Come on. Oh shit, I love it when they throw the grenades. Come on. You wanna play? I'm the king of the world. I'm the king of the world. I'm the king of... Oh shit, that was cool.